Alright, I think we are going. So, hello everyone who might be watching this. I don't think I have any viewers right now, but if you're watching this in the future, hi. This is the first live stream where I will be doing some coding. I decided that it would be fun to make my own tarot web application. It's going to be a very simple one. I've actually already started it, so this is where it's at right now. Just very basic. I basically just have this little text button here. But yeah, I will explain what tech stack I'm using. It's very, very simple one. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's see, I do have one person. Why was it so difficult for me to catch up with you? I don't know. I've been sick pretty much after the 25th of December up until like 2 days ago. And so, yeah, I've been pretty down for a while. But feeling a lot better now. I don't know that I will do tarot live streams anymore. I might. I'm considering it, but I think I'm pivoting. But for anyone who's interested, I do have private readings available. In the link in the description of all the videos on this channel, you will find a link to my calendar, and you can book one with me there. I might do some tarot live streams here and there, but I'm not sure at this time. So yeah, anyway, I guess let's start here. I have this Trello board, which, if you don't know what Trello is, it's basically just a little organizational app that lets you do like a to-do list, and then the doing, and then the done. This one I have hidden because when it's done, we don't really need to see it. But I guess I could leave it like that. Nah, I'm going to close it. So, as you can see, I'm planning some tasks for the Tarot app, which is currently what I'm doing. I did throw some in here earlier. Not going to lie, I feel very tired, still recovering from being sick for a while. So, yeah. But I figured today I could do this very simple task just to get the live stream coding series started. And that's going to be creating an array of tarot cards for the web app here. So yeah, I am using a kitty terminal here. And this is 𝐬𝐮𝐩, which I have kind of modified for myself. The theme I'm using is called 𝕊𝕚𝕚𝕚. It's kind of funny, like if I put in a bunch of gibberish, you see it says like command not found, and then it changes the emoji from a bat to a duck. So the duck, it's like a vampire duck, I guess, and when you put an error in the terminal, it like changes back into a duck. And then when you correct it, it goes back to a bat. I thought that was kind of funny, so I like this theme. Yeah, and then for the editor, I'm going to use 𝕊𝕚𝕚𝕚, which is 𝕊𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. So, yeah. So, for example, we've got index.html here, and yeah. So this is 𝕊𝕚𝕚𝕚. It's basically Vim as a text editor, but like on steroids. It's highly customizable. It's really cool, and if you're into coding, I'm sure you've heard of it before. I am pretty rusty on my Vim chops and my coding chops in general. I haven't really written a line of code other than setting up this project since I left my last job back in, oh my gosh, when was that? The end of April. Yeah. I believe my last day was the last day of April there. I used to write code like every day, and it felt really fluid, and now that I haven't been doing it for a while, getting back into it, it's like, ooh, it can be rough. But anyway, yeah, so this is what I'll be doing. And with the stack that I'm using to make this, it's basically just going to be me editing this HTML file and using these little X attributes on the HTML elements to run JavaScript. And the reason for that is because I'm using 𝕊𝐴𝐼𝐽𝐽. It's this really cool, lightweight JavaScript framework. I used it on a couple projects before, and I really like it a lot. But it basically just allows you to create these like encapsulated objects on HTML elements, and then you can interact with them using attributes. So just to give you an example, this @click attribute here, because I have an xData object up here and I have it for num set to 0, whenever I click this button, which over here looks just like this text because I'm using Tailwind CSS for the styling, and by default they don't make buttons look like buttons, which is weird, I know. But you can see when I click it, it increments this number here on the page, and that's because of this directive here, @click num equals num plus 1. Yeah. And then same thing here. The reason why the number is showing up here is because in my paragraph element here, I have the xText directive, and I'm telling it to display the number property of this data object, which is available to any element inside of this main HTML element here, this main tag. So any element inside of this can access the data that is within this object that I've created here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I just did a very basic setup. As you can see, all of my resources are just in the same folder, which actually, let's quit this and do an ls here. So yeah, you can see I have alpine.min.js, which is alpine.js, index.html, and alpha.css. And honestly, I think that is all this project is going to be. It's going to be dead simple. I'm not even sure that I'm going to like host it anywhere. It'll just be these 3 files, and for anyone who wants to use it, you just have to have these 3 files, and then you open index.html in whatever browser you want. As you can see in my browser, it's using the file system to open this file. And it's that's all it is. It's like a local web application. I mean, we'll see how the project evolves over time, but for now, this is kind of the direction I'm leaning towards. Just dead simple. I don't want to overcomplicate this. I just want to focus on the functionality, and then if it needs to be extended or hosted in the future, that's when I will wrestle with that. But yeah, this is where I'm at for now. So, the focus, as I said, for this stream today is just to simply create this array of tarot cards, which is going to be the foundation of the web application, right? Now, I did have ideas of eventually making it so that like you can create custom decks, and you can like assign images to the cards. You can create as many cards as you want in a deck, and then assign it like an image of your choosing, and then you can do readings through the app with that deck. So I do have like visions of making this very customizable in the future, but for now I just want this to be dead simple and get the core functionality in there and to make it usable, right? Because I would like to use this for some of my tarot videos that I do on this channel, right? Yeah, and then I'll go from there. So, create an array of tarot cards. So let's go back into the index file here. The easiest way to do this, I believe right now, is to just add another property here. And I just realized that I didn't put a comma there, so there we go. And this is going to be an array, and so I'm just going to call this cards for now, and we'll make it an array. And we're going to open that array, and yeah, these are going to be objects inside. And really, there's going to be 78 objects within this array, because there are 78 cards in the tarot deck. And what's cool is because we're using JavaScript here, the indexing for an array starts at 0, and the indexing for the first 22 major arcana in tarot starts at 0. The full is the 0 card. So the first 22 cards in this array are going to be the major arcana. I really liked how that worked out. And then after that, I'm going to do, actually I wrote this down in here. You see here, I said first 22 slots are the major arcana, then the suit of wands, the suit of cups, the suit of swords, and lastly the suit of pentacles. Each card should be an object containing specific details about the card, the name, the description, the attributes, etc. It can have, I mean, each one is going to be an object, so it can have as many properties as I want it to have, right? But yeah, this is where I'm at currently. So I will leave that open since this is the only task we're really going to focus on here. And let's see what we can do. It just occurred to me that I don't want this to be scoped to just this element here. I want this card's object to be available to everything in the app, and Alpine has a way to do that. So let's see, actually I can just find it over here. There is a store, yeah, globals, here we go. I'm not sure which one I need to use, either data or store, let's see. Alpine Data provides a way to reuse X data context within your application. Here's a contrived dropdown, for example, X data equals dropdown. And then you can do an event listener for the initiation of Alpine and create this. Okay. So that's pretty easy, but I think the store is even easier. Let's see. Alpine offers global state management through the alpine.store API. You can either define an Alpine store inside of the Alpine init listener in the case of including via script tag, or you can define it before manually calling alpine.start. Okay, accessing the store, here we go. You can access data from any store within Alpine expressions using the store magic property. Okay, yeah. So I think this is how I'll do it, because you just do money sign store and then the property that you want. So mine would be like money sign store.cards and then the indexer for the card, right? You can also modify properties within the store, and everything that depends on those properties will automatically react. Yeah, that's what's cool about Alpine. It's a reactive framework. So anytime data changes in something that has a, how do I say this? Anytime data changes in a data object, anything that depends on that data gets immediately updated. It's really cool. I like this framework a lot. And it's very lightweight, like not big at all. But it's just very powerful. Okay, so and you can, oh that's cool, you can access it through writing JavaScript as well instead of using these directives. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the store, and we're going to use it in a script tag. So I'm just going to jack this right here, and we're going to put it down here. So actually what I need to do is just get out of that mode, and then I'm going to move all this over a little bit. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now we're back. Let's see, do I like the spacing? The spacing's kind of weird. I don't know if I like it. Let's go fix the spacing on all these a little bit. I should probably just get a formatter. There might already be one. What I did for this InVim installation is I used LazyVim, and it comes with a lot of stuff already built in. I was going to do the whole like set up the InVim from scratch thing, but I was feeling lazy. And I just wanted to get started on these live streams, so this is where I'm at. Yeah. Let's get these a little back over here, and there we go. I think that works better with the way I have my indentation set up. Okay. So we don't need dark mode. We're just going to say we're going to call this store well, this is a property within the store, so we're going to call it cards, because that's what I want. And it actually needs to be an array, not an object. So we're going to go down here, delete all of that, and turn this into an array instead. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to have the first one. So I think we'll give it a title. And because this is the number 0 card, this one's going to be the Fool. So title. Maybe number? Num? 0? Because ideally, for a tarot web app, you would be able to shuffle the deck of cards, so they're not always going to be in the order that we create this, right? So I think it'd be good to assign them numbers as well. And then we'll give it a description, something we might want to use, I don't know. I don't really feel like typing out descriptions. We're going to leave that up for now. I think the only thing we really need right now for these is just the title and the number, just to get started, right? Alright, so let me put a little space there, and then also a comma, and now what we can do is yank this, paste, so that's 1, 2, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There we go. So that's the 22 major arcana right there. Now we just need to change the titles. So the Magician is number 1. And then we have number 2 is the Empress. Alright, and then number 3 is the... Oh wait, no, sorry, this is the High Priestess. High Priestess. There we go, this is the Empress. This is the Emperor. This is number 5, the Hierophant. I hope I spelled that right. Is it I-E? Hierophant. Hierophant? I don't know. Let's see. Hierophant. Looks like it is H-I-E-R. Yeah, okay, good. Good. Alright, Hierophant. And then this is number 5. Number 6 is the Lovers. 6. Number 7 is the Chariot. Then number 8 is Strength in the Rider-Waite version, and I believe in the Marseille. I don't know. We're going to base this off the Rider-Waite Smith deck, so we'll go with 8 for Strength. Number 9 is the Hermit. Virgo. Alright, and then number 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. Whoops, don't want that. We just need to add a 1 there. Okay, and then number 11 is Justice, not the Justice, just Justice. And then this is going to be 11, and then let's see, number 12 is, ooh, brain dead there for a second. The Hangman. Yeah. Okay, so delete that. Let's say hangman, and this is 12. Alright, number 13 is death. Good old death. Gotta love that death. Number 14 is temperance. Just realized I did not put the 13th number in there. I swear I'm not superstitious like that. I think the number 13 is a great number, actually. Death is a good thing. You heard it here first. Probably not, actually. Lots of people probably say that, but it's okay. Alright, temperance, death, temperance. The devil is number 15. The devil. Yes, the devil. Good old devil. Alright, and then after the devil comes the tower. Number 16. There we go. After the tower comes the star. Number 17. And after the star comes the moon. Number 18. And after the moon comes the sun. Number 19. And after the sun comes number 20. Judgment. And then 21. Oh, I did one too many. Yeah, the world. The world is 21, the completion. Completion of the cycle. There we go. Alright, so that's 22 because we started at 0. Yep. There we go. So we have our major arcana. Now I am considering that I should use AI for these next chunks because it's going to take me a minute to type out the next portion, right? Let me save that really quick. Oh, also, I just realized what's cool about the Kitty terminal is you can have multiple tabs, so I can just switch between them like that. I forgot to start my Tailwind Watcher, so I believe all I have to do is, because I don't need an input file, I just need to do output.css and then --watch. There we go. I know it says sh1 watchman not found, but you can ignore that. Apparently that's some error. Whenever I first saw that, I was like, wait, it didn't work, but it's watching. See, it says done in 47 milliseconds. So it is watching, and essentially what this does, I'm using the CLI version of Tailwind instead of installing it through NPM because I'm not using Node. So I just grabbed the CLI version, which is what I used to use on my other projects, and I like it a lot. But essentially, you just run this command, and then it builds your output.css file based on this HTML file, or whatever, any files you have inside your project that have CSS in them. It will build your output based on that. Okay. So, this is good. This is good. I am going to see if I always use Perplexity, and I'm wondering, I've never tried to get it to do anything coding-wise for me before, so I'm kind of curious to see if it will. So what I'm going to do is take these, yank those, and then I'm going to see actually, let's be nice. Please make additional objects in this style for the suit of wands in the tarot. Thanks. Alright. Gotta be nice to your AIs, guys. I am not generating images. Oh my god, it did it. It even got the numbers right. 22. So we have ace of wands, 2 of wands, 3 of wands, 4 of wands, 5 of wands, 6 of wands, 7 of wands, 8 of wands, 9 of wands, 10 of wands, page of wands. Wait. Oh, 9 of wands, 10 of wands, page of wands, 9 of wands, queen of wands, king of wands. Yep, that's correct. Holy crap, I love it. I love it so much. Alright, so we're going to take that and we're just going to boom. Oops. Okay, wait, let's undo that. I need it to do this. Am I in normal mode? Yes, I am. Okay. Why is it doing that? I don't want you to erase. Let's see. Can I do it like that? Okay, that works. Okay, and then all I need to do is just shift these over a smidge, like so, and boom. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't have to type all that out. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, why does this look weird? What is going on here? So we have that, we got that. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine, that's fine. I am a big stickler about using the closing semicolons in JavaScript because if you don't put them in yourself, the JavaScript compiler does it for you. So you're just causing it, you're just making it do extra work. So you might as well just put them in there while you're typing out. That's just me. I mean, you do you, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Alright. We got the wands. Let's see if it will continue the pattern for... Where are we at? Where's my cursor? Oh, I'm on my... Whoops. Sorry, I was on OBS. Oh, why did it go to the top? No, don't do that. Go back to the bottom. There we go. Okay. Alright. Please do the same thing for the suits of... What do we have left? We have cups, swords, and pentacles. Using sequential numbering. Makes a bunch. I know there's a way you can get AI directly integrated into 𝕊𝕚. I don't want to do that on this live stream, and maybe I'll do it later, like on my own time, so we can just do this directly in the terminal. But for now, this works. Okay. So let's see, we ended at 35, we got 36 through 49, ace of cups, 2 of cups, 3 of cups, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, king. Did this one have the page? Yeah. Okay. And then it picks up at 50, goes to 63. Why is that only 13? There should be 14, right? There's 10. Oh, because we're starting at 50. Right, never mind. Yeah, that's correct. That is 14. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, king. Yeah. And then pentacles. Pentacles, pentacles. We're picking up at 64, ending at 77. Yep, that's correct. Okay. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, king. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I like AI for. I still want to like do my project, you know, but when I have to do this rote like typing type stuff, it's yeah, amazing. Okay, so let's put these in there like so, clean them up. Okay, and now we need the other ones. Swords. Shift P? Nope, that's not it. Is it Control P? No. Is it... I know there's a way to... Ah, no, that's not it. I wonder if it's like... Ah, shoot. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the pain of relearning how to use them. So what I'm going to do is create a new line, go into V-line mode, and paste. There we go. Now I don't have to do the... Yeah. They're still not quite... I don't know. It's fine. Alright. There we go. We'll do another line here, get that ready for the next paste. And Pinnacles, last one. Thank you, Perplexity, you rock. I know it's probably using ChatGPT for that, but whatever. I just like the service. Okay. We're gonna go over. Alright, beautiful. Nicely formatted and all good to go. So now we have all 78 tarot cards in our array. And just to prove to ourselves that this is working, what I'm going to do is... Oh, we can actually use this number object to like cycle through them. Yeah. Okay. So, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to say text equals, what was it, money sign store dot cards, and then like that. Alright, so check this out. Now, let me refresh the page. Oh, that's right. Just kidding. No, we're not there yet. We're going to use the null, I believe it's like the null coalesce operator, to check if it's null first so we don't get an error, but I'm going to display the title. Like that. So this should show the title of the card instead of the number now when we click. Yep, there we go. See, so we're at 0, so we're at the full, and as I click, it's going to go increment by 1. Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, Hierophant. There we go. All the way to the end. Let's see. Cups, swords, pentacles. Let's see. Page Knight Queen. Does it blow up? Nope. It just doesn't display anything, which is nice. Okay. Yeah, so that little shortcut there for the null coalescing operator is really nice, because it just prevents your app from blowing up if this thing that is evaluated before it is null, which once we get past 77 right here, then it would be null. Amazing. Okay, so I like that. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad, right? Now, what I'm going to do is open another terminal here. Let's get into this folder, and we're going to check our Git status. I do not have this hosted on GitHub or anything like that. It's just my local Git, just so I can track changes. So yeah. Let's do just the index file. There we go, and then we're going to do, you say, create tarot card array in global store. Global Alpine store. There we go. Cool. Alright. Yes, I am tracking the output.css, and that is just so that my styles stay up to date, because like I said, this is a very bare bones kind of web application project. But I do like to keep my commits clean, so I'll wait till the very end whenever I'm closing the stream down, and I will commit those changes separately. But I am curious what has changed in there, because I didn't change any of the classes. I don't think. Oh, it took some out. Interesting. Did I delete a... Maybe I did. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, we're going to clear that, and so that's going to be our Git terminal there. And yeah, here we are, back to the meat. Alright. So, first task accomplished, all well and good. We can now move this to the done column. It's kind of weird. I used Trello forever ago. I didn't use it at my last job, but they didn't used to have this little checkmark thing here. I wonder why. It's kind of weird because now I have this done column, but I also have a checkmark. I guess it makes it look nicer in here. You know what? I'm gonna leave that open. It does look nice looking at it there. Okay. I still need to plan some more tasks in here, I think, but that's something I can do. I said some tasks, so I did do that. So I'm gonna move that over as well. Alright. What time is it? 5:06. I was gonna go until 5:30, so we still got a little bit more. Question is, so I got about 15 minutes. Can I do, this was the next task I was gonna do. Allow user to draw a single card, right? So, yeah, I think we can do this, or at least some version of it. I don't remember what I put in here. The draw should display the cards as an image in here. Yeah, I don't have images in here yet. I will though. I know where to get them from. Or I know at least one source where I can get them from. For the Pamela Smith depictions of the tarot. Okay. So we'll partially do this one. What I need to do here is I need to make a function which generates a random number between the start, between 0, right? Between 0, the start of the tarot array, the tarot card array, which is always going to be 0 because it's an array. And then the cards array dot length -1, very important. 0 indexing, folks, okay? Cards dot length -1. So, this would be very easy to do. And then, basically, I will take that output and use it as the index for the cards array, which will then display one of the randomly selected cards within the cards array. So pretty easy. JavaScript has a function, math.random. Maybe it's math.rand. I don't remember. We're gonna have to look it up because I don't remember how it works. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna ask, how does the JavaScript function math.random work. I do have a Perplexity subscription, I'm not signed into it on this account, so, and I'm not going to, so. Returns a pseudo-random floating point number in the range from 0 up to but not including 1, blah blah blah. What it returns, something like this, but never exactly 1. The values are distributed in an approximately uniform way. Pseudo-random, not truly random. Under the hood, the engine uses a deterministic algorithm seated internally, not a hardware random source. Because it is deterministic, it is not suitable for serious cryptography. Web APIs like 𝕊𝕚𝕟𝕤𝕚 values are recommended instead for secure randomness. Ooh. Well, I don't really care that it's secure, but I do want something that is like more random. I wonder how this works. Yeah, let's... How does work? Was a typed array with cryptographically strong random integers by the browser's underlying cryptographic random number generator. You call it with a typed integer array, and it overwrites each element with random values in that type's full range. It returns the same array you passed in, now filled with random data. The original contents are not preserved. The random values come from the user agent's operating system level 𝐶SPRAENG cryptographically secure pseudo-random number generator, not from a simple algorithm like math.random. Because of this, suitable for security, sensitivity. Okay, this might be too intense for our purposes. Also, I just need it to give me integers between 0 and 78, exclusive of 78. Oh, here we go. To derive a random integer in range, you typically convert the random typed array values into a fraction in 0, 1, and then scale or use rejection sampling to avoid bias. Higher-level utilities and libraries often wrap to provide helpers such as random int or random tokens. Okay, so you gotta do some work to make that work. Let's see. Please provide clear instructions on how to do this. Use this method to generate numbers between 0 and 78. Or 77. Inclusive. Thanks. Alright, so convert integer into a fraction in 0 to 1, or using rejection sampling to avoid bias for arbitrary ranges. Below are step-by-step versions of both. Fraction in 0 to 1, then scale. This mirrors how math.random is used, but with a secure source. The idea: get a random 32-bit unsigned integer, normalize it to a fraction between 0 and 1, scale that fraction to the desired integer range. Oh, look at that function. Get a random 32-bit integer. Cool. Cryptographically strong random 32-bit value. Convert to a fraction. Interesting. Whoa. Okay, this is cool. I like this part. Scale to 0 to 78 exclusive, and 4 to get integer 0 to 77. Wow. Explanation. Buff at 0 is uniformly distributed over integers 0 to 2 to the 32 minus 1. Dividing by this x value plus 1 yields a uniform fraction. That's an interesting way of doing that. I wonder why it has to be plus 1. I'm not really sure what this hex value represents in, like, numerically. That's okay. Multiplying by 78 in fluorine gives integers 0 through 77 with essentially uniform distribution for typical use. Approach 2, rejection sampling, unbiased varying range. For some applications, you want to avoid even tiny bias that can occur when mapping a fixed size integer space onto a range whose size does not divide evenly into that space. Rejection sampling solves this. Well, we don't want any bias, right? I don't know. Let's see. Min-max range, max minus min plus 1, which is 78. Use a random 32-bit integer. So this number represents 2 to the 32 minus 1. So this is the max, max u into 32. Okay, so that's what that represents. I'm glad I read this part. Compute the largest multiple of range that fits into 0 to the max of a unsigned integer 32-bit. Anything greater than or equal to limit we reject and try to avoid bias. Wow, this one is pretty intense. While true, if x is less than limit, why didn't it finish it? This is an infinite loop right here. That's weird. I don't want to use that. Yeah, I think this one is good for our purposes here. So I'm actually going to take this exactly as it is. We'll probably modify it later on, but for now, this is the ticket, and I'm simply just going to put it in this script tag down here so that we have access to it on the page. Okay, simple as that. Alright. Cool. So now we have a way to get a random int from 0 to 77. What would be even cooler I'll do that later on. We're doing the basic version of this implementation right now, so you can always modify it later on. So, crypto random int 0 to 77. Awesome. So we have our function. Now we just need to allow a way to access it, right? So what I'm going to do here is we'll just add a div. And what I'm going to do, I really need to work on my editor setup here and make it to where it'll like auto tab for me and everything and auto complete the HTML and all of that, because I don't like having to do all this formatting stuff. Okay, let's see. Think. We just need a button. We just need a button, and we're going to say it is type button, and I want to make it look like a button, so I'm going to have to look at the tailwind CSS for that, and then we just need to give it a directive here. Actually, you know what, yeah, this should work. It doesn't need to go through Alpine for this though, so just do onClick. And then we got crypto You know what? We do need it to, because what we want to do is up here we're going to say single draw num, and we're actually going to make it null for now. Okay, and then what we're going to do next is do the @click directive for alpine, not clock, click. And what this is going to do is call that crypto random, right? And it's going to set that single draw num to the value of that. Okay. What the heck? Why is it doing that? Did I give this an end? No, I didn't. That's why. Okay. Alright, so we gotta close, and then we'll say single draw, close the button. There we go. Next, we're gonna need something to display the result here. It's just going to be simple, just a little p tag /p, and yeah, all we're going to do is the xtext directive and just bare bones here, and we're going to say single draw num. Oh my gosh, I'm not used to it having to press enter. I want to be able to press tab to select that, but it is what it is now. I need to modify the settings here. Alright, so if single draw num is not a null, this is a ternary operator, we're going to display the result of store.cards for the single draw num value. Make sure it's not null, just in case. You know, it shouldn't be because we ranged that. It's going to be between 0 and 77 inclusive. So, but just in case. And then if it is null, then we're going to display. We're just going to display some text. Nothing drawn yet. For now. Okay. That should work. The last thing I want to do is make this button actually look like a button, and then we'll take a look at it and see, hopefully we didn't mess anything up there. So, buttons. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. I like these ones. Oh no. Oh, it's behind a paywall. You know what? Please provide Tailwind CSS code to make a button with rounded edges and a purple background, color, and white text. There we go. This looks good. Let's go with that. See what it gives us. Save us some time from having to do all of that research ourselves. Thank you, AI. Okay. So I'm gonna save it, and hopefully we didn't screw anything up here. Let's go back, refresh. Hey, look at that. Okay. It's a little more round than I was wanting, but you know, that's okay. Yay! Random, Queen of Pentacles, 3 Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, 4 Wands. Awesome. Alright, we did it. And it's not even 5:30 yet. Or at least not for me. Maybe it is for you. I don't know. Okay. yeah, I feel very accomplished here. Obviously, I need to make this look better, but I'm not going to focus on the design aspect of this until I get all of the core functionality built out, and then we can make it all look pretty. But this is awesome. Yeah, very proud of where I got in this session today. So, and this is a, like, truly random number that we're getting. We're not just using math.random, which is nice. Okay, so let's end with a question. Spirit, please provide us with a card which represents the direction of this live stream. Thank you very much, and here we go. 10 of Cups. Oh, beautiful. Wow. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, that's ideal, right? 10 of Cups. Just for anyone who doesn't know what the 10 of Cups is. It's a really happy card. It's like a dreamy card, an idealistic card, right? Yeah. This is like a web animated version of it. But yeah, look, happy family, rainbow in the sky, beautiful river, big field, nice house. Yeah, kids are dancing. It's just, yeah, it's a good vibe. So that is, I couldn't ask for a better card. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Okay, well, that being said, I think I'm done for this stream. Didn't really have a lot going on. One person came in who wanted me to pull some cards for them, but that's not what this stream is about. So I guess I could have done this if they had waited to see, you know, how I had built out this, and I could have done a single card draw for each of their questions, or to clarify. But you know, that's okay. That's just how it is. So yeah, if you are watching this later on, cool. Thanks for watching. I look forward to continuing this project. Yeah, and I'll end this as I do all of my other videos on the channel. As always, take care of yourselves. Keep your heart open. Bye.